All right.
Stick going power.
We're going live. Going live right now.
We're live. We're live.
We're live. Great, great, great. We got less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes till we open the gates to the World Maker Faire in New York. This crowd is like dying to get in. Huge crowd starting to build up. Makers are still finishing off the last touches on their booths. Everything's coming together last minute, as usual. It gets hectic. Are you guys excited? Are you ready to come in? What do you come here?
To learn to how.
Very cool. That's
Every year you have it.
How many times have you been here?
4
4
times.
years? 4 times. Fantastic. Thank you. Hey, what do you guys Maker Faire to see?
I want to see these gents and.
Oh, fantastic. You've been here before?
We've
heard a lot. Looking
Your
forward
first
to
time?
Yes.
Oh, for the first time. This is amazing. Less than 10 minutes there. That's
exciting,
great.
very
Thank you.
exciting.
It's
Thank
very
you.
exciting. Thank you. All right, how's it going? How's it going? Everybody excited? You ready to get in? Come over here with those. Let's see those goggles. What's your name?
David?
David, have you ever been to a Maker Faire before?
Last year, yeah.
Last year? Great. What do you hear? Oh, yeah, the 3D printer village. There's always new tech there, always new stuff. Do you have a 3D printer?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah? Which one do you have?
Up 3D Plus.
Up 3D Plus.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Nice printer. Very cool. So, yourself?
Dad helped.
Your dad helped?
Yeah.
That's great. That's even better. What do you got in there? What's in it?
So there's 2 needle pins here, and there's an accelerometer and a compass sensor hooked up. Change color when you turn to the side. They swing around if you shake your head.
Oh, that's. I don't know how well you know that. We got the circuit in here, controlling it all with an accelerometer and tilt switches and stuff. That is so cool. Thank you so much for coming. This is what makes Maker Faire, is these people walking around with. All right. Awesome job, David. Thank you. All right. Let's keep moving down here. Got this crowd coming. How's it going?
Air-conditioned hat or something over there.
What's that?
He's got an air-conditioned hat or something. Move over, move over.
Oh, I see it.
I don't know what it is, but I was.
Air-conditioned hat. LEDs on a hat. Come here. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
Lee, nice to meet you, Lee. Tell us about your hat.
Well, this is a project between me and I run an engineering site for electronic EDN, and it's devoted to LEDs. Talking with Texas Instruments, and they were talking about launchpad controllers, and I've been wanting to for a while do something that I could bring to conferences that would show off LEDs. And a launchpad controller. This is the Mark I version. We've got this is a 16-bit processor. It's an Arduino-like board that they have designed to get people up quickly, like any Arduino. It also has a Wi-Fi receiver in it that'll just kind of run the LEDs and run messages across here.
Can we turn it on?
I can't yet. We're bringing it up. If I give you my cell phone number, doing bring up in a little while.
We'll try to check it out later whenever it gets going. I got to keep moving. We'll see you. I'll see you. I'm not going to miss that. All right, all right. Getting the gates open here pretty soon, any minute. Look at this crowd, all excited. We got another hat up here lit up. Tell us your name.
John.
Tell us about the hat.
He's carrying my robot goldfish 2.
Robot goldfish.
Robot goldfish.
Robot goldfish. That's great.
Goldfish 2
That's
is
great.
This particular one.
Oh, that's fantastic. That looks incredible.
Yeah, he's actually just attached to the hat, but he's a line-following robot.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. And have you brought this to Maker Faire before?
Well, I've been to Maker Faire before. I make a different and I bring a different.
Oh, that is incredible. That is incredible. I think we're so I'm going to get over here and get ready, but that is people like you that make these events amazing.
We come here. It's just fun people.
This year I'm just here.
I'm here for fun, working, but I'm here for fun.
See, I usually go to the two major ones here in the United States, Bay Area and New York. See, because it's nice because it occurs two weeks before Robo Games. So I ship my Magellan bot out to the Makers Fair with my friend for a week, and then I go to the Robo Games, participate in the Robo Games, and then that's it.
That's great. That's great. So I see you're lit up. What's the robot do?
Oh, the robot's a line follower. He actually comes off it here.
Around. Oh, you don't have to take him off.
Okay, he's on rubber bands for a reason.
So he rolls around
Well, actually,
and follows the line.
He's got one. It's 90 degrees to the body, and hold that, dear. It's 90 to the body, and what happens is the wheels only turn forward. So when he moves this way, it moves forward. When it goes the other way, the other wheel moves forward, and the sensor tells it when it's over a line. So he just swims along, following.
And he just lives.
Well, he transports on my hat. I got it.
We're moving. All right. All right. We're going to get a countdown going. You excited? We're going to do a countdown. How many times have you been to Maker Faire?
4.
How many times have you been to Maker Faire?
3,
4?
Second year for me.
Second year. How many times have you been? First time? Congratulations, you're going to love it.
Hi. First time also.
First time? You're going to love it. It's wild. It's wild. How many times have you been to Maker Faire?
First time.
First time? Oh, I love seeing these first timers.
5 for me.
Number 5?
Number 5 for me.
Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome back. How much time we got, do you think? A few minutes?
We're making sure everything's safe first, and then we'll.
All
as soon as
right.
we here, that means everything's been cleared.
Can you hang tight? I'll get on that, but it's going to be a few. Thank you.
We got the congressman and his family here. Okay, we're gonna just welcome everybody, then get out of the way, okay? We're gonna 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 1. Welcome to Maker Faire! How you doing? Welcome. Glad you're here. Thank you. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Welcome to Maker Faire. Good to see you. Hi, Wayne. Hi there. Have a good day at Maker Faire. Make something. Welcome. Thanks. Hi there. Thanks. That's great. That's cool. So that's our folks in here. All right. It's kind of fun to see that. So I'll give you a little tour. You guys can certainly go on your own as much as you want, but this is kind of a crafting area and some exhibits, and we actually have stuff all over here. It's a pretty. This is Louise Glasgow. He's our producer.
Tim,
Nice to
see you.
And we have, we're at 3D Printing Village. We have robotics. Lots of fun
there's a lot of fun things inside Village.
Coke. So what happens?
Fountains.
It's a reaction.
So that's a fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
let's get walking. Let's start walking and we'll see what we see.
Hey, Matt, you got these people ready with something really cool, right?
Yep.
All right.
Thanks,
cool.
Caleb.
All right.
Well, welcome to Maker Faire. I'm Matt, I'm contributing editor for Make Magazine. The gates are open, people are streaming in, and there's already stuff. I want you guys to take a look at what's going on here. We have the Museum of Food and Drink. We can come this way.
And we have here something called the puffing gun. It is a
Let's take a look at what they're doing.
explosively puffs breakfast cereal. This is the machine that was used by the entire industry all through the 20s and 30s. Cereals and kicks were made in this machine, and we are going to demo it for you. Times an hour, we'll be making puff cereal before your eyes. We're heating it up right now. It's going to take us 30 minutes before we fire our first blast. So come back, check us out. We'll be making cereal, and you'll be able to taste it.
We're going to go talk to one the puff cereal thing here. Hey, Emma, you want to come out here?
Welcome to Maker Faire.
Come on over this way. So, all right. We're to makerfaire.com. Can you tell us a little bit about what's...
Yes, so this is called the Peter is telling you right now. It's a machine that was used to make breakfast cereal and a major cereal manufacturer throughout the 20th century. It made Cheerios, it made Kix, it made Trix. Pretty much anything you can think of that's not a flake, that's not actually a new machine. We had it made in 2013 by a company called Puritan Manufacturing in Nebraska. We had it shipped to New York City and mounted it on this crazy trailer rig and have been bringing it around and things like Maker Faire around New York City for the past year or so. This is an initiative of the museum, which is a nonprofit. We're in the what will be New York's first food museum where you can exhibits.
Now, you said that I heard that this isn't being used anymore. What kind of machines are being used now?
So there depends on the kind of cereal. Puffing systems, puffing reactors, and puffing towers that are much more kind of automated. This is a very labor-intensive, very manual machine. As you'll see, it requires moving a brake, pouring grains inside this pressure. It's a lot of work to operate. So there are more efficient systems now. There are also these extruders, which are like giant cookie presses that have a screw inside, and those are typically used to make a lot of.
Is the museum something that's open to the public now, or?
So we actually don't have a building yet. That's the ultimate goal, is to have a brick and mortar museum food and drink here in New York City. And in the meantime, we're running programs like Boom. We also have a series of policy, and we're working on a few other really exciting initiatives that will approach to food and food education to a broader audience in the next year.
Now, can you tell us how it works? What kind of machinery is up there?
Yeah. Like a giant pressure cooker. There are 2 gas burners on either side of a cast iron chamber. We load like rice, raw wheat, pasta, anything that is starchy can go inside this machine. There's a little bit of moisture inside any of those ingredients, and when you seal the machine and apply heat, that moisture is basically trying to turn to steam. So once the pressure inside has reached around 130 psi, sometimes a little higher, sometimes lower. We basically whack the thing with a hammer, which releases the lid, and the stuff explodes out, causing the steam to flash off suddenly. And as the starch inside has gelatinized, loosened up, and when that steam flashes off, the puff actually.
So is there an element?
It is definitely a bit dangerous. There's propane involved. There's really, really heavy equipment. The thing weighs 3,200 pounds. So we really only allow people who are trained to go on top of that platform and operate the machine. Yeah, we have
And we will see
samples.
some
We're going to be
those
giving
and
them
we'll
out at this
taste
table over here. We're going to be giving away puffed rice, puffed kamut, which is an
first shot will
ancient
be
variety
in
of
about
wheat,
30 minutes.
puffed
Yeah,
pasta,
10:30.
and we've got
Come back
delicious
and check us
seasonings
out.
that we're going to add to them as well. So
That's absolutely
Welcome, everybody,
fantastic.
to the
Anything else you want to
Faire.
tell us about it?
again,
We
this
are
is
the
really just a
Museum of
very
Food and
small
Drink.
museum of food.
Starting
Eventually,
a
this
food museum here in New York
machine is going to be
City.
part of
What
a
I have
much
behind
larger
me
exhibition
is
on
a
breakfast cereal.
3,200-pound
So, you know,
machine called the
basically, we'd love to
Puffing
have any donation to help us get the word out by following us on Twitter. We're at MoFad and also on Facebook and Instagram for that matter.
We are making
Just helping
cereal
get the
here,
word out
but
about
before
our.
you- with
That's
the
great. And you guys, this is your first time at Maker Faire, right?
Yeah.
We want to. We hope you have an amazing time. An amazing time here, and I know everyone here who are seeing this for the first time are absolutely going to love it, and they're going to get a wonderful Museum of Food and Drink. So thank you very much. So that's the Museum of Food and Drink and their puffer gun here. In about 30 minutes, they're going to be shooting it off, giving the puff cereal that they make to the by here. So they'll be shooting it off every once in a while. As Emma said, there's a little bit of danger involved, and of course here at Maker Faire, we love that little bit of element. Don't we, Caleb? Where are we going to head next? You want to go?
One of my personal favorites at the Maker Fairs has always been over here, kind of right inside the gates. There's like this huge collection of just cool stuff that people make in their homes. It's a little bit different. It's not all the robotics and electronics. It's some of the like arts and cool stuff.
That's great. Cool.
All right, let's head over that way, you guys. So, another amazing thing about Maker Faire is as you're walking around, like stuff you never expected just appear. A mermaid just out of nowhere. Where else? Maker Faire in the world. Swimmable?
Swimmable's got a polycarbonate monofin.
Oh my goodness.
Slip it on, and I make them to order. They're custom built. Over 2,000 individual scales are hand placed.
Where can someone learn more about this?
Pearliemay.net. PearliemAE.net.
So you could go to pearliemay.net and get a complete mermaid tail. It's incredible. We'll see. You have a booth here, right? We'll see you. We'll see you. We'll see you later. That's awesome. That is incredible. This area is always so much fun because you never know what you're going to see. It's not necessarily projects people have built. Sometimes it's old broken stuff that they fix. And it's just, I mean, it's always so much fun to walk around here.
Welcome.
Yeah. So happy to be here again. Here every time as well. Fine, real quick, just tell us a little bit like who you are and where this stuff comes from. What's the story here?
Well, this is the Museum of Interesting Things. I'm Denny Daniel. I curate the museum. It's a traveling museum. We go to schools and festivals and show people that their iPods didn't pop out of thin air. Pretty much came from everything on my table.
That is cool. If you wouldn't mind, yeah, tell us about some of these things that are in front of us.
I'll show them early. This is one of the early Kodaks. This is from probably around the late 1800s, this one here. And what precedes the Kodak camera is the magic. And this has been around over 400 years. Basically a projector. This one's about 100 years old. Use glass slides, cards, and it would project an image on. And 400 years ago, seen such a thing, so they ghosts and ran out of the room screaming and yelling. So pretty much that's why it was nicknamed the Magic Lantern.
This one looks, is that stereoscopic? Is that 3D?
Yep. This is, you guys have a whole 3D section here where they do 3D printing. This is one of the early 3D cameras. It's around, well, it's actually 1940s, 1950s, the realist. 3D's been around over 150 years. Yeah, so it had two lenses. Everyone knows what's the middle one.
What is it?
People think 3D, three lenses, but you only have two eyes, not three. So the third one is the viewfinder, because you never want to look through only your right eye or your left eye.
That's very cool. And how about Google Cardboard Lift? Is that what this is?
The Oculus for over 100 years ago. Put it in your eyes like that, move it into focus, and you'll see a 3D image. Today I have the Niagara Falls, and they were called stereoscopes, and these were called
It's incredible. I love this stuff. This stuff is so great. And
you see my Edison cylinder player?
show it to us.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Thomas Edison cylinder phonograph. It is 100 years old, this machine right here. Would you like to try winding this up? Go for it. Grab that, wind it clockwise. That should be good. That's over 100 years old. It would play wax, and then later on the celluloid cylinders, which were basically a form of plastic.
So what I think is really great about, I love about this booth specifically, that people walk around here and they see these like emerging technologies. They see these technologies that people are making and they think it's so amazing, but the fact is technologies from their times as well. So we're not only showing the we're also showing the oldest new, right?
And funny enough, a lot of the technology that you're seeing here is based on here, and a lot of the principles have not changed. I mean, we're just reproducing sound, making airwaves hit an eardrum, finding different ways of doing it.
This is fantastic. I love keep moving around stuff. This is great. Thank
In
you.
a way, what we say about the Museum of Interesting Things is that we make makers.
I'd have to agree with that statement. All right, thank you. This is the I didn't tell you right now for Maker Faire.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I should have warned
funny.
you.
I had no clue.
Yeah, so we're live actually. Everybody's watching right now on the internet. So let's later. So let's check this out. What are we looking at here?
So this, believe it or not, is one of the first cell phones. It was considered a portable telephone at the time. Cell phones and they're working on radio technology, the cell phones and the portable telephones. And this is from around 1975. So that's how long we've had that kind of technology.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
So a corporate executive would carry this around. This would be me going to work.
That's a great look. That's a great look.
Isn't it? A cool guy on the block that's got his own telephone, portable.
Telephone.
Hi, Mom. I can't talk to you right now. I'm doing an interview.
That's great. That's great. Thanks again. Thank you very much. We're going to keep moving around. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right. We have bust magazine up. We have some jewelry selling going on over here. We are live right now, like live streaming out onto the web.
Awesome. I'm Chris. These are handmade wooden jigsaw puzzles, and we're based out of Boulder, Colorado. Excited to be here.
How'd you get started making jigsaw puzzles?
I've been here for about, 20 years or so, and one day I screwed something up, cut it up into little pieces, and I was like, wow, it's fun. It's sort of combining art with engineering. You get to something that people are encouraged to take it apart and put it, and it's also, kind of a one-of-a-kind, piece of
or whatever it is. So we got really busy this year and made all of this stuff. Yeah, Ian's the origami guy, plush person. Yeah.
Oh, there's something in there.
Yeah, it's kind of a puzzle. You can take it apart and put it back together.
That is. It was a bit. How heavy?
Envelope is. It's great for the city.
I love these. These are great. Now, what about? Who's the story?
Okay, so it is a book that I wrote and self-published project, and every page is all thing. Me being too, and there's a happy ending. I'll tell you that much, but I won't say what it is.
Okay, we can live with that. A little suspense. So, the people watching aren't here. How can they find Penny Made It?
Just go online, .com. We don't yet have an Etsy site fully up and running, but we hope to soon. So just email me from pennymaneit.com, and that's how you can find us.
That's cool. That's so cool. I love the pugs. I'll have to be back a little bit later to play with them a little bit. We're streaming live right now to makerfaire.com. You guys want to show us a little bit of these prints? I mean, they looked cool from over there, but I haven't heard anything about them. Does anybody? All right. So, like, where do these come from? Who makes them?
This guy right here makes all of them. A little bit of input. We're all siblings, but he's really everything, and just here to look nice. We have prints of famous people throughout history. We have writers, we have philosophers, we have scientists, actors, all kinds of people. These are in alphabetical order. We have hats and sweatshirts and goodies, so we're just looking forward to a good.
Well, they look fantastic. I've seen a few people over here. Like, it's always good. Watching this stream, if they want to learn more about these, where can they learn more about these?
They can go to www.senioritis.net.
All right. Or your Etsy site, Senioritis. Fantastic. Thank you guys very much. Thanks. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for the time.
Now, over here are some custom embroidered pillows, which I never would have thought of that. But now that I see it, it just makes so much. Here, check these out. It's Mary, right? I'm Caleb. Nice to meet you. So I was over here looking at these, and I loved what I was seeing, but I didn't get a chance to actually talk to you and get some history. How did you get started making custom embroidered pillows?
I've been embroidering for a really long time, since I was a little kid, and it helped with like my anxiety, but I took a feminist thought class in college, final product, and they got a really great response on the internet, so I started selling them.
Okay, so what's your most popular one, you think?
Well, that's kind of ironic because like pillows about like parts of are always the really popular ones, but they never.
Interesting, interesting. So, okay, you've always embroidered. You got started that way. That's really cool. How many times have you been to Maker Faire?
This is my first time. Really excited. Yeah, ever.
Are you going to get a chance to walk around and look at stuff? Oh man, you're in for a treat. It's wonderful. I love Maker Faire because you never ever know what you're going to find. And what about these shirts? Now this is you. Okay, we're live streaming. Just wanted to give you a warning. We're live streaming on makerfaire.com. Mind telling us a little bit about you and what you got here?
Oh yeah, Black Sheep Peep were eco-conscious designs, all artist designs and hand printed on organic, sustainable t-shirts. Fair wage, fair labor, fun stuff. So yeah.
How'd you get into that?
It fell into me. My colleague started the company years ago, and I worked with her closely. 3 years ago, I took it over.
Okay, that's cool. Have you been to Maker Faire before?
I have. This is my 4th year.
Fantastic. Yeah. We're happy to have you back. This is great. This is great. I love these. These are pretty clever. Beat the system, and it's beats. That's. I know you can't really see that on the stream very well. Beat the system. Come on. You can't beat that. Har har. Okay. These are great. All right. Let's see. Here. Okay. You saw some stuff up here you'd like to?
Yeah, I'd like to show everyone over here Stern Design Works. Thanks, Caleb. Hey, so we're live streaming to makerfaire.com right now.
Tell
us what you got here.
So I have a mix of traditional mixed with more modern techniques like 3D printing, and we use a lot of bioplastics, and it's just playing around with these STEM-based concepts and looking at the connection of science, technology, and art and assets, playing with the idea of mini museum dioramas, playing around with cell cultures and petri dishes with all the ones over here. So it's just playing around with all those concepts and seeing.
Where do you get the idea to do these little dioramas and everything?
I've always been fascinated with glasswork, which is how we got the cases, but then the insides. I grew up in New York. My natural history was definitely, it felt like a backyard to me. So I just wanted to be able to capture that and either one of the smaller necklaces that you can bring around or just to bring that little bit of magic and what inspires me to making everything.
That's fantastic. Now, and as you know, the people who come to Maker Faire, they know all about 3D printing and design and everything. When you're showing this to people, are you also telling a lot about your process?
I'm talking a lot about my process. I'm talking about a lot about how we work with a lost PLA casting. And
can you say what that means?
So it means that the 3D printed blanks that we use, like this octopus here, get invested in what's called matrix, which is a water-soluble high-heat plaster, the same way a wax would, and then metal gets shot into that cavity. And then once that gets cleaned up, we're left with here. We also paint the printings right here, just traditionally, but then we use a bioplastic epoxy side to hold it all in place.
Now, can you talk a little bit about what tools you use to design these as well?
I actually work a lot mobily because I'm limited from being from the studio on the iPad, playing with 123D and looking at bringing that process out into the wild. So you can actually see a feature on how we did it. If you hop on the 3D RV website, you can see a feature of us in the studio and how it all came together.
That's really cool. So and these are tools now who they don't need a special computer.
Free or 99 cents. It's under $5 to use 123D, and you can get out there and just start working in 3D CAD right away. And then right now, Autodesk just put Fusion 360 on the market, and that is a great way to start getting involved in 3D design and industrial design. Hobbyist.
It's funny that you mentioned that because just yesterday I downloaded Fusion 360, started playing around with it and seeing what was up with it. I actually was able to get some shapes made, and I'm not much of a 3D designer. Where do I turn if I just want to start making some things? Like I need to make an enclosure for a project, let's say.
first off, head to YouTube and see whatever tutorials you can find. And then obviously if you have a or makerspace, go over there and see who you can connect with and see who just has that information and whose brain you can pick to find out. Everyone in this community that I've met at sharing what they have, that there's no reason you shouldn't ask as many questions as you can to just find out where to go. And then don't be afraid of any of the message boards. The MakerBot Google group is to just find out information on everything from on your machine to if you're getting clogs and things like that. So just explore. It's easy to find people who want to help out.
And the end result is beautiful, and we're so happy to have you here. Maker Faire. What do you think of Maker Faire?
I think that, I grew up being a fan of the World's Fair and thinking that, and that being a way that people came together with ideas. And I think that Maker Faire is just a great continuation. People bring their ideas to the table and just, yeah, we do here, but it's all about sharing those ideas openly and inspiring people, either kids or with these either STEM-based concepts or just getting out in the world and making something.
I think that's a common theme. It's you can make as a hobby and then you can make a living out of that as well.
Absolutely. This started with a hobby. And it started with me just being fascinated with 3D printing. And we had the jewelry business already, but it got more and more embedded as time went on. And we found ways to have ideas just serve each other and work.
Great. Well, thank you for coming back again at Maker Faire. And hopefully you'll have plenty of people coming by now that they've seen the stream. Do you have someone you want to introduce us to? Oh, great. Okay. Back pocket also. So,
okay,
right.
We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Hanky Blanky. This one caught my. This is actually made local here in New York,
Yes.
handcrafted by you personally, right?
Yes, Midtown. I have one girl who helps me sew.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But
Tell us who you are.
I'm Rosie Rouge, Hanky Blanky, and I have a vast collection of vintage fabrics and vintage hankies. It all started with the Hanky Blanky, so way, way, way back.
Yeah.
And they're an heirloom gifts, modern jewelry with heirloom quality. That's my
And
tagline.
they're all just gorgeous. They're beautiful.
It's one of a kind. Each dress is very special. I started adding the hankies onto the, and then I made bibs and pillows. We stopped doing the pillows and little onesies and the diaper covers. They're just beautiful.
Each one is completely unique, but these are
vintage hanky, and they're quite sturdy because you know the use of a hanky. You blow your nose and you wash it over and over, so they can take the wear of a little baby.
Oh, that is fantastic. So, if somebody wanted to learn about this, they can't make it to the fair. Where would they learn more about?
I have an Etsy store, and it's hankyblanky.etsy.com. I also have hanky.com, so both sites.
Thank you.
And you can always call. I'm right in the city. You can find us right in the city.
Great. Thank you.
Special gifts.
Thank you very much. So the local artists, I love the local artists, and especially whenever they branch out into making something that's just incredible. Quality is over there. So here we go. Over here we have Dora Mara, who's making this. Well, I'll let her explain what she's doing. Dora, nice to see you again.
Maker Faire. This is my first time exhibiting here, but I've done busts before, and this is a really wonderful event. I make hair accessories, making them over 20 years, and I have a lot of birds, and you can see this is Henry. Henry started off the birds, and then we have Oscar over here. Oscar, wait.
They're running
Oscar.
away.
Any,
Those are great looking. They can.
Okay, and then I do a lot of vintage things. The vinyl records have been very popular since vinyl's been really again. And I have more birds, and then this fun little things to put on your hair. Of course, we have the crowns. If you want to be king for the day, just wave like the queen.
That's great. That's great. So how long have you been making headwear?
Over 20 years. I started on the streets in Soho, had a blanket on the ground, would make hair accessories, and And that's how I started. And within a year, I had like a little shop in Soho, but the rents have gotten so high that now I'm at Chelsea Market. And it's just like things like this help designers be able to create and do what they love to do, you know, other than have a, and I do this. I'm lucky enough.
And you said this is your first time with a
Fair.
booth at Maker Faire, but you've been to Maker Faire before. No, this is your first time
and
at
I'm
Maker.
thrilled with it. I can't get over how great it is. I've lasted all these years.
You have to take some time to walk around.
That's
You're
what
gonna
I'm
love
gonna
it.
do.
You're
I
gonna
have
love it.
somebody, and I'm like just amazed on how huge too, and it's just something that everyone's got to come. I told. You know, he had already had things to do, but I'm like, you have to come to this thing. You know, it's just an incredible thing.
And the variety is amazing. So right now we're looking at headwear made in New York, and in a few hours we're going to be looking at that are like the technology in the
like
world
something-
here.
Right,
Everything
exactly.
here. It's
everything.
incredible.
It's people need to come here.
I agree.
They really.
I agree. All right, thank you, Dora
Thank
Mara.
you.
This is wonderful.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, so I think Matt actually had some stuff over here that he wanted to show off. I'm going to hand it over to Matt, and then Matt, when you're done, we can see from here. These people are freaking cool. We got to get over there.
Oh, cool.
All right.
I can't. We're gonna go talk to Michelle over here. These caught my eye. These terrariums. Do you say terrariums or terraria? Terrariums?
Call them both.
Both.
Terraria is the plural for a
Okay.
terrarium.
So what is a
Whereas
terrarium then?
It's basically plants inside of glass. It's creating a little ecosystem where the plants get to breathe and live on their own inside of there. All of our terrariums can live for years just on very minimal care.
Terrarium to keep it going.
You spray it for weeks with water and you keep it out of direct sunlight. It's needed, and we give a care sheet, of course.
Okay, and so you have a kit. Can you tell people get in the kit?
Sure. This kit comes with everything that you need to make a terrarium just like this. And you see it comes with a little person too. Everything is included in 100% recycled glass. And the other kit over here does not come with the glass at all. It's just basically have glass already in their house. Most people have a mason jar or an apothecary jar and they just want to make something. So that gives you all the ingredients for a 1 gallon size container.
And these look great. And I like the elephant ones. What an idea like that come from to put a?
Those are hand-painted models that we acquired. We plants, yes, we love them.
And so, if someone wants to make their own terrarium, could they could put like a little their own?
Absolutely. You just want to make sure that they're not made out of clay or to dissolve if it's in a very moist environment.
That's great. Well, thanks for showing that to us. I want to show before we hand it over to Caleb over here. There's some really cool stuff that along the idea of the terrarium. Of the sort of specimen encased in glass. I want to introduce you guys to Herb here. Hey, how you doing? Hey. So tell us what you got here.
Hi, I'm Herb. This is Tiny Saur and Everything Tiny. And we've got little tiny bones, laser cut, made out of paper. They're super, super tiny. You pull everything out, put it together, and put it in this little display case, and you make yourself a little skeleton.
You design these?
It's a crazy process where it's a little paper engineering, a little bit of drafting. It's a thing. Design is.
Yeah. What kind of tools do you use to design?
I use vector graphics programs and a lot of photography. So
really?
And a laser.
And so what about like the enclosures you make for them also, or are those designed by you as well?
These are hand blown from tubing at Urban Glass. So you take a piece of tubing, you draw it down, and then heat it up and blow it just like a regular glass blower, although I do it in the studio because I'm a
I see also here you have like, is this a Zeppelin or is it a blimp? What is it?
Yep, so there's a blimp, a rocket, and a submarine. And that's a half sub. I guess it's somewhat submerged, but the blimp, it could be that one that flies over the game. You can do whatever you want with it. You can make a reenactment of the Hindenburg, like kids always do. And then we have some element rings. So you can take them, put them all together to spell out whatever you like with them. or just take your precious metal. Like, let's see, here's a gold ring.
Now, how did you get started making stuff like this?
Probably my kindergarten teacher got me started. So from there, it just kept going.
And you turned it into a business?
Seems so.
It seems so. That's great. Well, thank you very much, Herb, for showing that to us. All right, I think Caleb has someone he wants to. I think he's doing some behind-the-scenes communication right now, but you want to go? You want to talk to someone?
I would love to.
All right,
I would love to.
handing it off.
I always feel so bad because my kids can't make it, and they send me these ridiculous pictures while I'm out of their silly faces. So I'm getting my kids back at home right now by showing off their pictures. All right, so let's people that make some really amazing stuff. Let's see if we can get through the crowd. I love these headdresses, and I got a special one for you after these headdresses. All right. Hey, I'm Caleb. We're doing the live feed out to Maker Faire. I saw these from down there. I came down here and rushed down here to talk to you. I love these. These are incredible. I love these. Can you tell me a little bit like who you are and where these come from?
I'm Ruth in the Enchanted Square. And I'm in San Francisco, and I do Maker in San Francisco as well. So, but I make them all myself, design them all myself. It's all me.
What responses do you get? Like, do people see these and like come running?
Oh yeah, we haven't had our sessions yet, but most people come and tons of pictures and have so much fun with them.
What's the most popular one, do you think, at Maker Fairs?
Definitely the Aviator with the goggles. And then I'm working on a Viking, and that one is super popular as well.
Is the Viking one, is it the one like this that has the, it has, oh.
This is my new product. These are kits to take home and make things included.
Where could somebody who isn't here find out about these?
Google Square, and it's the only business called Enchanted Square, so.
That's great.
Find me.
Have you before? I mean, you said you do the other Maker Fairs. How many? Fourth? That is great. That is great.
I love it. I love the crowd.
How'd you get started in this? How'd you get started doing this?
I used to sew and I crochet, and I just fell into it. So now I teach crochet as well.
That's take. Thank you very much. These are great. I love these.
Thank you.
Okay, I've been wanting to get over to this one for a while. These people, just wait till you see this. You can't help but notice these guys walking around. So if you wouldn't introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your jewelry here and what you got.
We're Madly Made. I'm David, and hi.
So what do we have here on the table?
This is mostly contemporary brass and copper jewelry. It's all handmade by the we have a lot of bracelets, cuffs, earrings, hats. In particular, we created
hats. Yeah. And we cut them out and assemble them by hand. And we sand everything, polish it by hand. And everyth's pretty much mostly done by us too. Yeah.
That's great. How did you get this? Like, how did this happen?
Well, we were both taking classes at FIT for jewelry design. And we decided to start our own business, and this kind of just came out of brainstorming, basically, trying new ideas, things that we would want to wear. Being like pure creativity, we just kind of, came out of nowhere.
That's fantastic. So where can somebody learn about you guys? Where could somebody in Texas or something check out Madly Made?
madlymade.com.
And we're also on social media, madlymade.official for Instagram.
Very cool, very cool. Thank you. All
Actually,
right.
These are in the world that make these hats.
It's cool. We're gonna start seeing these on people, I'm sure. Like on TV. Let's keep moving around here. We have so much stuff to look at, but I think we'll make some good time. Matt, have you got another booth you'd like to show off?
I want to introduce you to someone up here. Let's see. His name's Peter. Thanks.
How can you get me down?
Oh. So, by the way, if you're watching at home, The hashtag Maker Faire is great to use. Share it at Maker. I'm on Twitter at Matt Richardson. I want to introduce you to Peter, who is in here. Peter, can you tell us what you're doing here?
I take keys, any kind of key, actually brass, and I turn them into various things. Do you want me to look at you or look at the camera? Stressed. I work with them because keys are hardened normally, so you can't just bend a key anytime you want.
I mean to pre-stress the key.
I heat it up to red hot and then let it cool. Okay. So I've already done that to every key that you see here. I prep these in case people want one-off keys. And so I take my blank and I've got a choice of different fonts. Some of these are really beautiful and antique. These are like, you know, got to be 80 years old. The boxes are falling apart. I've had to repair them, you know. So this is, I use the big font for my letter, my initial hooks. So I'll do a Y here for why not. So there's the Y. I got the Y. Hard to see it if you sand it off a little bit, then the Y like comes. And then it's not anything yet. I mean, this is a 17th century anvil that I bought in Florence 25 years ago. I saw it, right, even better. So the anvil's pretty important, and then the action is important, and then you got a Y key.
That's great.
So I'm gonna give this to you as a present.
Oh, thank you.
With a hook.
For a key hook.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is the low cost of my work. So for $5, you can have a little, and I can type your own initials on it if you want. I can make it in front of you, or you can, and then the necklaces, you know, go up a little bit, and then I also make rings from keys.
But and you make large stuff as well. Can you talk about that?
I'm a sculptor generally, and I've always made stuff out of other things. So the world is my oyster, so to speak. So anytime I feel like I want to, if I have an urge to make something physically, it's at hand. So I've made sculptures out of, you know, beach glass or driftwood, or, you know, used heroin syringes. When I was in Italy, there was this horrible area that was covered in, people would use a syringe and then throw it like darts, literally carpeted with needles. And it was so shocking to me as a Californian, like, whoa, super naive young kid, that I made a collage of some of them. I made a collecting kit that was super safe, and I collected them in a way that, like, the public could almost touch them. They could almost get their finger in this box, but not. So I played up that idea. So it's really super in a way.
Now, what's great, what I like about what I'm seeing here is that not only can people buy it, but you can show how you make it and you can show the process. That's fantastic. Have you been doing a lot of demonstrations? I know it's early. But.
I haven't made any specific keys for people yet, but they've watched me make it. I was signage, signs, so that was the first thing I made. I quickly bang out 6 or 8 signs. So I love it on metal, because you write on metal and then it's there forever, right? Yeah, you can make a little journal on pieces of metal, and you could heave them, you know, in the case of zinc, this silvery metal there, you could heave it in the ocean and it would probably be there in 20 years.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
That's really cool. Well, thank you so much for showing this to us.
You're welcome.
And have a great Maker Faire.
Thank you very much. Take care, guys.
Oh, it's just now almost. So we are at no. So if I do there, I want to. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so if you are watching us at home on makerfaire.com, hashtag MakerFaire. You can follow on Twitter. Also, you can follow Maker Faire and Make on Twitter. There was something that caught my eye earlier when the gates opened that I want to show you guys. We covered it on the blog on makescene.com. It's a cool concept car, and I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to get it wrong. To the designer himself right now. Let's head over. Hey, Jin, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So, first of all, thanks for coming to Maker Faire. Can you tell us who you are and what you do?
My name is Jin Kim. Sorry, let me put this over.
We caught you in the middle of paperwork there.
Major at Caltech Design Research, which is at North American in California. And we're here today to unveil our latest concept vehicle. Maker's Faire is not a typical venue. We're the best place with the perfect crowd. And we've been getting a lot of traffic, just last half an hour. So.
What about this car makes it right for Maker Faire?
Yeah, it's a urban utility vehicle. It's really compact in size, and it's designed for kind of environment. And the whole concept was derived from research that there's been a really strong urbanization movement, and there are people wanting to live in the city. And these young urbanites are, they have really strong entrepreneurship. They're really self-reliant, wanting to make. Obviously, there's a really big makers movement. And on top of that, there's been a strong interest in the outdoor activities in the U.S. So with all this in consideration, we felt that there's a strong need and a good opportunity for this kind of a utility vehicle. So let me
let's take a look. Yeah.
Vehicle. So overall dimension of this.
Get on the side of you.
So overall dimension of this vehicle is it's about the size of a Scion XP, and it's slightly taller, and it's a little more lifted up from the ground. And yeah, it's got tons of versatility. As you can see inside, there's a lot of interior cargo space. And you can fit in a lot of stuff in here, and when you need to carry things that are kind of tall or really awkward to a mini pickup truck. So
a lot of people here who come here have a background. When you're starting off with an idea, with pencil and paper, or go right into a program?
We start with the pencil and paper. Particularly for this car, functionality was the key. We wanted to really design around the utility and try to design something that really conveys the function, the practicality of this car. So we first came up with a concept and then listed it out, all the key aspects in terms of functionality. And then with those in mind, we started sketching, using pen and pencil.
It's incredible. And then there's a process then from taking those sketches them and into a digital design process. Can you talk a little bit about the digital side of it?
Digital, the process that we went through on this is we went from sketch to scale model. Okay. Then we did a small scale model, then we did a 40% scale model, then we 3D scanned it.
Oh, no kidding.
And then based on the 3D scan, we the whole car in CAD and Alias, where we did studies, trying to determine where the perfect hinge, the roof section for the perfect retracting roof. So yeah, we went through the CAD stage. Then we took the data and built it into a concept car.
Now, I don't seeing a concept car at Maker Faire before, so I don't know the automotive industry, but can you tell us about why do companies make concept cars, and do they always become cars? Do they just kind of show the idea? Can you tell us a little bit about this idea of a concept car?
Concept car is, it has many different purposes. Some kind of hint product. Some concept cars are purely concept, just to show the innovative side of the company. So, which in this case is a purely concept. We're only here to introduce, also trying to get the reaction from people and show of this car.
Can we talk about inside, like in the front here, where the All right, let's see if we can squeeze our camera in here as well.
Okay. So the main focus is really trying to maximize the interior cargo space. So let me move this real quick here. As you can see here, even in front of the passenger area, we took a lot of mass out of the instrument panel. And if you check this out, this retracts open and allows for much more interior cargo space. And you can actually fit slide in a 4x8 sheet of plywood here.
That's really cool. I like that.
And just talk about a little more details.
Yeah, sure.
Really interesting stupid unit. By one of those water compasses, and it's a digital speedometer, conventional the control units, and having it replaced with a personal tablet, which configure and customize to your own. And one of the interior, as you look around, there's a lot of attachment points and these rails and mounting points. And the thought on that is, you can basically reconfigure this whole interior, and everyone has different needs, So for a open blank canvas type of a platform for everyone's utility.
Now, it's a concept car, no engine inside or anything, right?
Right. This is purely concept, so we haven't even got there yet. Yeah.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much, Jin, for showing this to us, and we'll have a great Maker Faire, all right?
Yeah.
Caleb, you want to go take the camera?
Real quick. Yeah. We got something right now. This is getting ready to go off. We missed it earlier. It wasn't warmed up yet. But I just heard them say that this thing's almost go. Now remember, this is the thing that, well, he's explaining. But basically, this thing is what they use to make Cheerios and stuff and puff up big. So we're going to watch them blow it off.
It was used by Kellogg. It was used by Post and General Mills. And they made cereals like Cheerios, Kix, Trix, Cocoa Puffs, all the cereals that you know and love with this very machine. And you heat it up, and the pressure builds and builds and builds until we release that pressure, and it causes the ingredients to come out and explode. Folks, today, it doesn't require hitting those machines with a stick, for example. But this is a machine that's really a part of American culinary and a deep part of culture. As you may or may not know, nearly 3 ounces a year of breakfast cereal as a nation. Do we have questions? I see we've got a question right here. How long does it take to make the cereal? Well, once we're going, we can do it, but we're going to be firing it every 10 minutes. How old is the machine? The machine was, I don't have the precise year of when it was invented, but it was in the 20s. It was patented in 1939, but it was used well before then. Museum of Food and Drink, that's a great question, and I can't wait to be able to tell you that answer, but we don't know yet. We're targeting launching this museum in 2019. It will be a museum where you will be able to use an Aztec kitchen, cereal made before your eyes, taste street food from around the world, see a digestion machine that digests food and turns it into poo, and then you will be able to learn like hand-pulled noodles, learn the science behind food, the commerce of food, the politics of food, how it's made. We need to reconnect to the food. We're eating breakfast here every day. Why not understand how it's made? We are now at 75 pounds per square inch, which means we're to puffing pressure. Now what's get up to pressure? It's going to be 30 pounds per square inch. I need everybody to plug your ears when I, because that sound like a shotgun going off. Oh, and then those puffs floating out of the bottom and into this cage. We will gather those puffs and you will be able to taste them afterward. We are at 80 pounds per square inch. So that pressure is really building. Just a frame of reference. Your stovetop pressure to 15 pounds per square inch. 1.5. We're at 80. We're going to be taking it up to 130. We have breakfast in the audience. Does anybody like breakfast cereal? Yeah, you like cereal. T-shirt. What's your favorite breakfast cereal? You don't know. I've never heard of I don't know cereal. I don't knows. A favorite breakfast cereal they like to share? Oh, Captain Crunch. And Honey Nut Cheerios? Yeah, those I wasn't allowed to, but now as an adult, I can eat all I want. But if you look closely at Captain Crunch, you'll see that the shape of it is actually quite peculiar, and it's a closely guarded industry secret. So what we have right now is a puppy 200 pounds of metal with dual gas burners on each side that are heating up those ingredients up to an extreme. We are at 100 pounds per square inch, so in about 1
So this is what comes out, and he's going to grab us some real quick to show what it looks like before.
Join me in the countdown. I need you to do it with me. We're going to count down from 5, but plug your ears, please, because it's quite loud. Afterward, you can come and see the puffs that come out, and then line up over there to get your puffs. I'm really excited about this, guys. I don't know about you.
Puffed wheat or something. So here we have before. Oh, that's just rice?
Plain long grain white rice.
Oh, that is incredible. Heat and
her puppy.
oh, that is so cool.
What's
so
really
cool? Oh, that is neat. It's about to shoot pretty soon.
So we're getting up there, and he's gonna take take that big metal stick. And hit, oh, we're about ready.
All right.
We're getting into firing position. All right, plug your ears. 5, 3, 2. Boom! Woo! Make some noise for Puppy Eyes! All right, come on up and see some puffs if you like. We just popped some breakfast cereal for you.
We're standing right.
Yeah.
Did you know that that's made?
I had no idea that was how cereal is made, and it's an extremely and they're so I guess they use extruders now for the most part, but this is the old way how we used to do it. It's really cool.
Crazy. It was super loud. Like you could feel it in your chest whenever it went off, and all those kids like jumped. And now they're eating it, of course. That's one way to get them to eat the rice.
Good, yeah.
It is. It didn't taste like rice to me at all.
No. Well, I mean, like there used to be a cereal that I remember having it as a kid, which is kind of like a
Rice
weird.
Krispies. That's what Rice Krispies are.
Yeah, well,
that's what it tasted like when I tasted it a minute ago. That's crazy. All right, man. Thanks for talking to me. That was great. Oh man, that was so. I want one of those at home. So the Maker Faire is like it's in full swing now. We've got everywhere walking around. The booths are starting to fill up. People are starting to see cool stuff. And I'm actually going to be out here walking around with this live feed, like off and on all day. Questions you've got, and I'd be happy to walk around and look at things and answer any questions you've got. It's caleb@makermedia.com, or you can tweet at us and we can try to get stuff going on. But we'll just keep walking around and checking out the fair. If you can't make it, this is the only way you can get the Maker Faire experience, is the makerfaire.com live feed. So let's move on over here. The others here is amazing, and I'm sure you'll be able to see more of it later. Power Racing Series. Electric cars, you see them over there. They used to be like kids' Power Wheels cars, and they've all been modified and adjusted and souped up. Race them out here, and they are crazy, like backing into each other and all kinds of stuff. And I'm sure maybe later we'll try to catch an actual race on the live feed for you guys to see. It looks like they're kind of now. It's still pretty early. They have like a budget. It's not spend. It's $500, but that doesn't include the toy you start with.
Yeah, it looks like you do have.
And yeah, there's a horse, like from a Ferris wheel. This thing's incredible.
It's a horse. Amazing. It's an amazing to talk. Of course. Fantastic.
And what's this blue thing you guys are working on over here?
That's something that we can break, so hopefully we don't break our actual cars this year.
So you brought a sacrificial power wheel.
Oh boy. It's of course there's a horse because it's the Power Series, and this is Saturday. It means we flying. We start during the and then at 2 o'clock we have the Moxie Challenge, where the teams have 2 minutes to perform whatever they want in front of the crowd. To 6 o'clock we have regular 25, 30 lap races. So right now all the cars are getting ready for qualifying, which will be happening in just a little bit of time. So,
all right, we're gonna have to go over there and look at these because these look ridiculously awesome, but ridiculous.
They are, especially Miku Van, which Miku Van over there, a lot of last-minute work from looking at online, putting together a board, 12 hours, a custom board.
Wow, wow. So we're gonna learn about more about the power racing if they can't make it here to Maker Faire.
Over to powerracingseries.org, and you can check out what dates we're racing. Like, for example, our championship is ending this weekend, but we're going to be in Milwaukee Maker Faire doing an exhibition race. We're taking the fuses out of the cars, and we're going as fast as we want because we're going to be at the Milwaukee Mile Raceway.
Oh my goodness, that's trouble. You'll go over there. That's not a good idea, but they're going to do it.
We don't change a thing at all between races. That's a lot of confidence.
Let's see if we can squeeze over here and look at these cars. They're insane.
The race is at 12,
So
2, 4, and 6 aristocrats.
the races, we're going to try to get, hopefully at some point in time, some footage of the actual race. But for right now, you'll have to settle with an inside look, which we're lucky we got here before the races, because actually these cars get kind of destroyed during the process sometimes. So let's check these out. Look at this. So this car, no two are the same. So you can't look at this and think like this is what they all look like underneath. This one, this one's got 2 motors. Some of them have 1 motor. I mean, it's all different. It's really cool. It's cool to see how different they are sometimes. What's your team name?
Fubar.
Fubar Labs. I'm getting out of your way. Let me get out of your way. So yeah, you can see already like the differences. This one, that's got 2. This has 1 insane, ridiculously huge motor. So a wooden block. This is great. This is great. This is one of my I go to. The Power Racing Series is just incredible. And I think part of it is because there's so much variation. And every team does everything. They all look different. It's always fun. What's this team?
Power Racing.
Power Racing?
Yes, from Chicago area.
You were saying earlier that these start off, a lot of them, as the Power toys. How much of that original toy is left in this?
Well, this started out as a monster truck, the Gravedigger monster truck. I looked at it, it looked like an old Ford, kind of. So I thought, well, let's do a rat rod. So we did kind of a chop and drop on it. And
Are those microphones?
Yes, they are. It's all hand built and
Under tested?
under-tested.
That's fantastic. So, you know, you people at home that are just seeing this, you have to realize that even though these are hacked together, there's some serious engineering going on. And this was just one of those Power Wheels toys that's just an electric motor strapped to a couple, wheels on a. But now look at this. We have a full disc brake system on here. I mean, that's incredible. And this carries around an adult, a full-sized adult. And how fast does it go?
About 20, close to 20.
20? Which 20 doesn't sound like that much until you're going 20 miles an hour. These curves that are just super tight. It's a little scary. That's fantastic. Oh, there goes somebody testing out theirs. Shooting around the corner. So here we go. Example of this. Thank you. this is a good example of this, like, person is not going anywhere near 20 miles an hour yet. Maybe as they accelerated around there, they got close. And that is freaking fast, right? So that is a little bit of a misleading. These that stand out in your...
I haven't. Great. Like the rocking. Great.
Yeah, we're going to get the rocking horse on here in a minute because over here we're walking by and whose is the horse? This is you?
This is me.
What's your team?
Baltimore
Burners, and I see you've got a full-on chariot set up here.
Yes, yeah. Pretty much.
How fast does the chariot go?
0 at the moment.
0.
20-ish miles per hour, right? 30 downhill, yeah, sure, why not?
What was that horse before? Like a...
Old's rocking horse. We had Craigslist for $20. Surprised when we bought it because it's a little higher quality, but it works.
That is great. That is amazing. Can't wait to see this thing out there today, right?
Hopefully.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Then we have the Chibi van, which is a favorite we've been talking about this year already online. The van, I think it was called Chibi van. I might have the name wrong. Oh, it is. Okay, right on, right on. So this thing, we already had some articles about this one. Everybody's looking forward to see this thing racing this year. It's supposed to be pretty nimble and agile, and he's dropping things in crevices. Because there's batteries in the way that if he touches them will hurt him very, very badly. So, go. I love this thing. You know me personally, know that I have hands. It's kind of a weird obsession of mine. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one out there on the track. That's great. And for those actually familiar with the racing series, the Chibi car is insanely fast and tiny, like smaller than all these. That's actually what's inside that van. It's going to be cool to see it in action. He's out here. Oh, this thing's cool. Got teeth. Oh man.
Space is down here.
Oh, have you already show off?
Yeah, let's talk to the Fubar from New Jersey. They have a car in Power Racing Series. I think you were talking. I think it's that green car there.
Yeah.
The Fubar.
Yeah, we looked
this
at
is
that.
This is their hacker space here. They have a model rocket engine.
Here, you want to talk?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Make your lap all the way around.
All right, this caught my eye. How are you?
Hi. I'm Graham Sortino at Fubar Labs.
Oh, great. Thanks for talking to us. We're streaming live to MakerFaire.com. And I saw the you have behind you, and I got to hear about it. What is
it? So it is a 3D printed rocket engine, if you want to hold that right there. Take a look at it. So I'm interested in building rocket engines. And one of my hobbies, obviously I'm a member of Fubar Labs. And
where's the makerspace?
So we're in Highland Park, which is very close to Rutgers University. So if people are in the area, they can come on out and check us out. FubarLabs.org, Fubar Labs in Google, and you can find us there. So about the engine, it's kind of been a hobby to build them, to do that, and lathes, and it's complicated and it takes a long time. So I had an idea of basically 3D printing an engine. I can't say it's my own idea because there are a couple other people that have done it before, but what I'm trying to do is make something that is a lot more affordable. NASA actually did it last year for the first time, but they use a very expensive process. So this only costs about $200 print right there. They put a design together that somebody that doesn't really want to learn building a rocket engine because it's actually very complicated, but maybe knows about like dynamics and thermodynamics and motors and things like that, is interested in putting something together so they could just it and print it. And
talk a little bit about, like, is this like an additive process that prints this?
Yes, yeah. So if you're familiar with Shapeways, it's the same thing that they use. It's called SLS, or Select Laser Sintering. And it's basically the first pass is stainless steel, and then they do a second pass, which they infuse it with bronze to get the density for it. So that's why it has this like little bit of a brown steampunk color to it.
It's quite heavy too.
It is.
Like light plastic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it is actually one of the strongest materials. It's up there on the level of strongest materials on Earth. It's very hard to work with afterwards, and I have to do a little bit of like post-processing to like fittings for like the to connect like the fuel and oxidizer to it and things like that, and all my sensors. So it can be a pain in the butt to work. It's pretty neat. It's actually like a pretty neat material.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. And can you talk about how this fits into the whole picture here of what you built?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll start here because this is my favorite. Arduino Uno, my
Right.
$30 Uno.
There's Arduinos all over the place.
Yeah. So basically what I have here is I built a board on, trying to think, OSH Park, like $15, and this just has all my sensors on it, and also servo controls and my solenoid controls. So I have 4 valves right here. This is the these two are the
jump over
fuel
here.
valves. Sorry. Yep. So these two are the valves, and these two are the valves. Okay. So the 2 big valves are called solenoids, and they fit into this thing right here, which is an igniter, and this is the spark igniter. So 2-step process. So these 2 come in here. The spark plug on the igniter basically ignites the mixture, okay? Builds a little bit of pressure, but not too much. And then it feeds it into here, which is the main chamber, and that's the part that was 3D printed. And then once I get pressure, that means combusting inside, I then turn fuel in the main oxidizer right here, and that's what produces the thrust for it.
Are you an engineer, or is this a hobby for you?
Okay, so it's a hobby for me. I'm a computer guy.
Okay.
But I wanted a project that I thought would be really complicated and that not a lot of people were doing. So I decided to do this, and I was right. It's really complicated, not a lot of.
And so, like, where do you get started when you want to make a rocket engine?
This is everything. There's no blueprint for doing this. I know of 2 other people in the U.S. that do this as a hobby, like building. This is different from like your model rocket engine, because a model rocket engine is a solid rocket engine. So you use an engine for it. But this is special because it's a liquid engine, and because I'm a computer guy, I like everything to be repeatable. So I don't like the idea of like I have to put a new engine in every time I test something. So the liquid engine is just like your car engine. You turn it on and it goes. You turn it off and it stops. It's also a lot safer. So that was what I was interested in, and there's no blueprint for it. So I read a book on engineering, and I got the idea. I said, hey, I'm going to make it, but I don't know anything about engineering. I didn't know anything about electrical engineering, which is why the electrical engineers are probably like, what the hell is this mess of wires here? So I just kind of learned everything as I went through. That's about it.
I have to say that's absolutely. Anything else? Any other features you want to point out about it? This is 4020? What's that called?
8020. 8020.
I get the numbers mixed up.
Yeah, I'd never heard of 8020 before I started this. But yeah, this is just the 8020 big Legos, or what do they call it?
And where do you get the fittings and everything? Do you go
McMaster.
to McMaster?
Yes.
Yeah, they've got everything.
They have everything there. So I learned the whole plumbing thing and stuff like that. One of the big challenges I have is measuring the flows. So a lot of math that goes into that. Okay. So you see, like I have these things right here. These are called pressure transducers. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring. I have here in the main chamber, one here in the igniter, and another one oxygen line. So I measure this, and then with the known diameter of all my orifices, I can figure out what my flow rates are. So that's important because if I don't get my flow rates right, it either burns too hot or it doesn't burn at all.
And so that's all you're doing that with code? Is you're getting the sensor data and then you're adjusting the valves and so on?
Okay. That's my plan. Right now, it's like I'm a computer guy and I'm used to everything being repeatable. This is not at all. So you get. So if you figure that stuff out, what happens is that you take a reading and you say, oh, okay, the flow rate is 1 gallon a minute or something like that. So that's too. Because it takes a while, there's like a lag. I have these servo valves right here because they control how far over. Right now it's like phase.
And I bet you here at Maker Faire you're going to find a lot of advice. You you know, you could do this or that. And
I've gotten a little bit of it already.
Okay.
I'm actually opening for like advice on like the electric side of things, because there's a lot of mistakes I realized I made about 3/4 of the way through that I was like, just glue it together, it's fine.
So if anyone who's watching on makerfair.com, where can they find you if they want to give you a little more?
I also have a wiki page. I don't remember the address, but just type in Fubar Labs Wiki. And I post all my work up there. You can go and check it out, and it's a wiki, so you can edit it, give me feedback on it. I think my email address is on our website or something like that, too. But, yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for showing us this. This is great to see it here, and enjoy the rest of the fair.
Right,
nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, we're gonna go down the row here. We have all these rows of tents here are different makers that are here at Maker spaces are a critical part of the maker community, as you all know, and they bring in people, come in with their projects that they work on as teams from their fellow members, and they bring some great stuff. I want to see what these guys are up to. I haven't talked to these guys from American Maker game going on here. I want to. Hey, we're live streaming to makerfair.com.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, you okay to talk about
I
what's
guess
going
so,
on here?
but David's probably the better one. We're here.
You want any of you? We can.
All right. So this is TechX Foundry, and we brought a robot arm hockey. So David here can probably better with what we're about.
From Maker Faire.
Hi, Matt. David Rosen.
We're live
How are you?
streaming to makerfair.com.
Great.
We're talking to makers. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing here.
Well, so Matt is the lead engineer and designer on this. We were originally going to build a kit, and Matt said that he thought he could do it better himself. So he 3D printed all the parts. He actually did his own CAD work on building each component, bought the servos off the shelf, and basically in the last couple of days, cut the wood and put the board together.
And what's the idea here?
Well, I think what it demonstrates is what a simple 2-axis robot can do in terms of manipulation and movement. When you start getting to 3-axis, it gets more difficult. But we're getting a lot of people coming. We're going to be giving away the plans on how to build this when this is over. So if people come in and provide their email address, then we're going to give away the drawing to them if they fill out a couple of survey questions. And we just want this to be open source for everybody to use.
And that is absolutely fantastic. Now, is this a hobby for you, or do you do this sort of?
We are in the process of developing a very significant space. It's going to be within 15 minutes of Manhattan by train, under 15 minutes from Penn Station. And we're in a fabrication area where people can build plastics and metal. Significant 15,000 square foot for training. I've got agreements with NJIT and their engineering school and their software engineering school. I've got agreements with Rutgers, and they'll be co-branded there for people to learn new technologies. And a co-working space, so if you want an office right where you're prototyping and you're making things, you'll be right there. This is part of a program that we all believe in, which is getting teenagers involved in technical issues, and that's why we want this to be open source. We're going to have a steam room. Someone thought we were going to have a sweat sauna at our place when he saw it on one of our art.
Of course, you mean science, technology, engineering, art, and math, right?
And math, right. I believe in adding the art because, when somebody develops a phone, the phone just for the software anymore. You don't buy it for the metal, glass, or the electronics. You buy it for the whole experience. And an artist has been involved in probably designing the usability and feel in addition to industrial designers.
I couldn't agree with you more. Now, when you a lot of work to come to bring something like this to Maker Faire, to get it together. What are you hoping to do when you bring something here? Is it outreach? Is it just to get advice?
Well, we're looking to better understand what people are interested in. So as we're getting closer to buying our capital equipment, in about $3.5 million of capital equipment just for the fabrication lab. We want to focus on tech fashion. So we've got the tech fashion people right next to the electronics people who are right next to the 3D printing people. I've talked to Francis Batanti, who will come in and do some education around tech fashion. we want to inspire people. We want a place for people to come and feel like they can make things, they feel like they can learn. We're going to have a lot of people giving back and wanting to share. And this is all about sharing what you know and giving back. I'm inspired by watching everybody come through here and having a smile on their face when they're looking at this stuff, because it makes me smile. You know, my son started over with FUBAR, and at 10
We were
years
just
old,
talking to them.
they're great people. He went to Soldering Sunday there and had the best time when he was 10. And then he started building things. He started building flashlights at his high school. Everybody else was saying, I want to do software programming because nobody wants to make things. Stefan said, I'll do the physical and the mechanical engineering. So all of a sudden, he had 8 kids following him working on the mechanical stuff. So it's just inspiring, and you get inspiration, you get more people who are going to be building, and being able to have micro manufacturing just allows avenue to take fulfillment, and you can make something and ship it anywhere in the world in 2 days.
That's fantastic.
We want that to just accelerate. It's all coming. There's compelling events coming. We're very excited about it.
Great. Well, and we're excited to have
Sorry
you
to
here.
take up so much.
No, that
I
was
love
great.
this stuff, you can
No,
tell.
and that's what we're here.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about this kind of stuff. And
I told Dale this is my second year here, and I feel like I'm in heaven. You guys are just doing a great thing for everyone, New Yorkers alike, but 170 programs that you run throughout the world is just amazing to me.
Worked for Make. My first Maker Faire was the first Maker Faire in New York. I came and I walked in and I said, these are the people I ought to be with, and so I've been to every Maker Faire I could since then. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah, exactly. This and Comic-Con, right?
No, I've never been to Comic-Con before.
It's the Comic-Con for Sunday. If you fill out a name and email address, or if you put a business card in, or vases, vase, and whatever, and you know, fun. So put in your card in there.
Cool. Thank you. Great. And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. Caleb, you got more stuff to show us? Cool.
I do. I've been over here geeking out over the cars while you guys were talking to him. And we've got, like, before the actual races start, they really have to get out and test their stuff, because, like, transporting them, you have to take them apart, put them back together. Watch this.
I say that as she, I can't believe it. Say that as she locks the front wheel into turn 1.
Oh, it's crazy. Now, okay, off in the distance here, this van, again, it looks silly, it looks ridiculous, and it's going around this corner over here. This thing skyrockets. I think it's the fastest one here. Let's see if they take off. That was nowhere near the full speed of that thing. He really shoots through there. Like, for comparison, you can see him moving.
Actually, I've been seeing that drag for a while now. I think it's functional at this point.
We have some bumps in the track they have to avoid. It's pretty hilarious. I think that car is actually sponsored by Ferrari. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
You're in the championship hunt.
Oh, this is cheapy van just almost went sideways here. This is crazy. That is insane. That is so cool. I can't help it. Every time I get near these things, I've seen these at every Maker Faire, and every time I get near these things, I get just so pumped up. Look at that.
Audrey found a new line.
Yeah, Audrey's starting to figure out how much of those bumps she can take as well.
God, the Mika man's just slicing
It's just
through
not
them.
how much the car
And,
can take,
you know,
it's how much her bottom can take.
It may look, oh, he was up on, that is insane. And it may look like they're just doing it like just nilly-willy, just doing whatever they want. But they're actually like memorizing this track and figuring out what path they can take to get like the fastest run on things. Just, I mean, this is real racing. And they have to be careful, because if they hit those bumps too many times, they will actually destroy the vehicles. So they have to be careful. And during the endurance race, they do destroy them. They end up completely trashed sometimes. We're going to get in here. We're going to get you guys some footage from behind the scenes here again while these are going along.
But will it last? What will happen to them? Most importantly, what will remain of their cars if they push this hard?
We gotta make sure to get the cameraman out of the middle of the track here, because there's a car coming up right behind us.
Will it be Phantom who's going around the track right now? Perhaps Nimby.
learning how to take those bumps, but will it destroy your car? Will it destroy her spine? Will someone burst into fire? We don't know. You're going to have to stick around.
Oh, this is... I wish they let me actually sit here for the races every time. This is like the best seat in the house. Now, I said earlier, but I can see over here there's one of these cars is a DeLorean from Back to the Future. They completely custom fabricated the body from scratch because there just wasn't a DeLorean that size available. And you can see it over here in the bay getting worked on a little bit. They tested it out and had it. This thing, these. I can't help it. I just love these. They make me feel like a little kid.
They're going to get faceful grab. No, it's going to be a Mexican standoff. Who will be the first to break?
So you can see over here this red car. These people, they have shirts with the Ferrari logo. That's not just because they like Ferrari. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'd have to look it up on the site, but I'm pretty sure we actually like gave them permission to do that, or it helps them, you know. So let's see if we can find out. Hey guys, we're streaming live on MakerFaire.com. Would you mind answering a few questions real quick? Okay. So, you have Ferrari.
Yeah.
What's the story?
My dad bought it on eBay for like 80 bucks or something, and then he bought all the shirts on eBay. So I don't know. I think it's just pretty cool.
So
honestly.
is Ferrari at all like associated with this? Have they seen this?
I think they'd be horribly embarrassed.
Have you tried like contacting them and seeing what they think of this like built toy car racing?
I don't know. I think we'd be a bit of an abomination, but whatever.
I think they'd like it. This happened. We need to get a hold of Ferrari and
Yeah,
show
most
them.
definitely. I agree.
That's great. Maybe. You might get in trouble. I don't know. I don't know. From Disney.
Oh man, it's real.
Wow, that is crazy. So yeah, I mean, companies do protect. Want this association personally? This thing's awesome. This is wonderful. All right, thanks guys. Thanks. That is so cool. I wonder if we could get up close and see the DeLorean, the Back to the Future car. We missed that one earlier. Check this thing out. Completely custom fabricated. A lot of these other ones are using body parts from a car that already existed, but this one is completely custom fabricated to look like the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Looks like their Mr. Fell off during the race over there. Got the Mr. Fusion. You guys mind? Could I sit in it? I've never sat in a Power Racing Series car, and I've loved these things for years. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so this.
Yeah.
You want to down? Basically, you can't touch this because this still moves.
Okay.
So, and then turn.
So we're seeing there's a trick here. There's like a whole process to get into these. I gotta and turn.
Foot right here.
And I'm kind of a big guy.
I can get in it. You're fine. So there we go.
All right. Oh, I got a flux capacitor and everything. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I need to get into this. I need to get involved in racing. This just feels right. Yeah. Oh, I need one of these. This is so cool. Thank you. What's your team name?
Future.
Hack to the Future. Wasn't Gigawatts team or something at one point?
It's a little bit smaller now, so we're going.
Kilowatts, right on. So, what's the battery? What's in here? What the heck is in this thing?
At 36 volts, which is the maximum allowed from Power Racing Series. And then we're going with it. We actually went with a floor burnishing. Same thing they use to sand floors. And that's probably, I think, roughly a power engine.
Incredible. Oh my goodness, I need one of these so bad. It's so hard not to go. All right. Do I want to drive it? I'll go slow.
As long as you go slow.
Can I go with this?
Okay. Oh, you need
helmet?
a helmet.
If you just want to do a loop.
I'll do. Could I do just like right here if I watch out for the incoming?
I'm just saying, as long as you go slow, just take it around the track.
All right.
I think you should be okay.
Well, what's really impressive is
There's a lot of potholes.
the turn right after. There's a lot
Bunch.
of bumps there, so
Okay.
just go real slow.
But I think if you need it. You got this right here. There you go. And there we go. We just got to strap this in for you. Got to make it safe.
I'm getting strapped in. They're making me safe, more or less.
Catches on fire. Is it down? Turn it on as a pull up. On off switch is the controller key. Accelerator, brake. So let me hit the power.
Oh, we need to give you power.
Okay, so he literally just said to me, if this catches on fire, push this.
Yes. Pretty much, yes. That's the.
That is.
Oh no! Emergency.
Okay.
Yep. So he's on.
That's my accelerator. All right, I gotta go slow because I'm a horrible driver, you guys. All right, here we go, here we go. This is ridiculous. I'm sure I'm not going very fast at all, but this just feels insane. This is my first time driving one of these, and I gotta admit, I've been in more car wrecks than a lot because I'm not a driver. Here we go. I'm scared.
You're gonna see.
It's awesome though. I need like 10 of these.
Probably one of the most impressive builds we've seen here because this one.
All right, where did they go? Who is it? There? Oh, there you are.
There is a rule in our series that you either start with a power wheel.
Oh my goodness. Oh, my heart's beating so hard. That's amazing. Hey, am I off?
You're off? Yeah. You're off. So there we go.
All right. Help me get this off.
Yes.
I didn't clasp that. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, my heart's going so hard. My hands are trembling. I so bad. My wife's right now, and she's probably like crying because she knows what a horrible driver I am. I don't need one of these, but I want one so bad. All right, give me a hand up. Enjoy it. All right, thank you.
No problem.
Oh, this is so cool. This is so freaking cool. 3D printed, the license plate. Only at Maker Faire. Only at Maker Faire. Oh, thanks guys. That is great. That is insanely wonderful. If I get out of it, it looks like it's real sized. But then I hop in, bam! Miniature. Full size and miniature. I think actually they were trying to be subtle and telling me to get off camera. Get out of the way. Let's look at pretty stuff. Okay, this is incredible. This is wonderful. So in case you couldn't tell, I love the Power Racing series. But also, we have some stuff over here that is dear to me. There's a problem a couple minutes ago. It's like hacked somewhere. Trash can that to I'm not sure if it works, but they're right here. I'd love to come up.
Tax session. Cars for the first time.
All right, let's squeeze through here. The trash can that pays people to pick up trash is over here next to this like home built, also really awesome. But we got some other things we got to get to in a minute, so we're gonna be real quick. We only have like 2 or 3 minutes. Really wanted to check this out because this is kind of important, right? Trash, it's a big problem. So first, who are you with?
I'm Sean Aridi with Alpha One Labs and Emeralds.
Okay. Now I walked up earlier and you guys kind of showed me how this worked a little bit. I understand it's a trash can.
Yeah. So every trash out has a sensor, and when you can hear every word, and you can keep track of your points. And Emeralds is a digital currency that you can put on trash on the sidewalk, and then people can clean it up and get paid. So it's this whole ecosystem of cleaning up trash in the city, keeping the world a better, cleaner place.
That is so cool. Was this just an idea someone had, or was this a business plan, or I mean, how did this happen?
Yeah, a friend of mine and I came up with the idea, and after a few different hackathons, we built Emeralds and the eCan. We're on our 5th prototype. We've sold one in partnership. We're going to have soon. And yeah, it's just been evolving, and it's been a fun project to work on. We have a barcode scanner, so you can scan items, and it'll tell you where to recycle it as well.
That is so cool. I love this. I love this project. I mean, it really seems like it could make a difference to people. Where can somebody learn about this that can't make it here to Maker Faire?
Emerals.com, EMRALS, and it's a whole gamified system. You can click on there and find out. You can see what's being thrown out at them and who's participating and stuff.
Thank you. This is very cool. And thanks for making that. I mean, that's awesome. Only a Maker Faire stuff. You could probably see I'm still shaking from driving that car. That was so cool. Highlight of my week. So we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna stuff. We've got some handoffs we're gonna do. Move to some different areas, but stay tuned. And again, you can email me questions, and I'll try to see if we can get stuff going. Let's walk around and check some stuff out. Okay. Well, here. Juniper. Well. I personally like a lot of the makeshift music you can see at Maker Faire, because music is such an easy thing to get into. I mean, you can literally hang a piece of trash, and when somebody hits it, you go, let's hear it. That is so, it's literally just it was literally just trash, right? And now as you're walking around Maker Faire, you hear these noises in the distance, and they can pull you and drag different areas, and looking at a circuit board and you hear a strange noise and you end up drawn to an area and you see something you've never seen before. That's kind of the magic that happens at Maker Faire, It's incredible. You'll see more of that today.
If you want to win a chance to race the pace car, you can meet Jessica over there and enter a raffle to race the pace car. Take the racing, go to the merch tent and enter in the raffle to take off the pace car for a couple guys. I think the Baltimore Burners, they're not even jockey.
All right, later.
Right now, when he's bending over like that, we can see his jockey. To lean over so far to balance and I love that happens. I love that that's even a thing. Proper wiring is an essential part of any electrical project.
So we're off?
Absolutely. One of the things that our